Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. October the 19th. We're still on bean harvest. We've got several sunny days here, but the weatherman's starting to put some rain back in the forecast, so the big push is on. So I don't know, you guys start watching this channel, you're going to question how we get anything done, because it seems like we're broke down all the time, because that's what it's leading into again here. Got one semi, was getting ready to leave this morning, loaded. Come in here to the fuel tanks to get fuel, to kind of do a walk around, see what was going on, and noticed something not look real right, and I'll get you up there and take a look. So we've got one semi about half full, so we've got to try and drop a loaded trailer here and get this truck out from under this trailer. And get this other truck under there so we can keep rolling. So I'll get you up here and get you some footage trying to swap these trailers out. This is definitely not the safest dropping these loaded trailers here, so hopefully we can keep it up on the jacks and get this truck out and get another truck under it. Alright guys, that Sterling would not air the airbags up, so we had to unhook this with this truck frame setting down. The Volvo sets a little higher, even with the airbags deflated, so we've had to hit it. We are under it, but we can't get the kingpin to latch in, so wearing the airbags up on the truck now. Dolly the jacks down some. We'll pull out and reset and see what's going on here. So, all right, we got about 3 more inches on the jacks. We're gonna drop the airbags on the truck and pull up again and see what's going on. Yeah, it should latch. There we go. Do a test on it. It's locked. Leave the trailer brake set there and pull the truck forwards a little bit. Just make sure that jaws on that 5th wheel plate lock that kingpin. I have lost the trailer going down the road before just because it wasn't latched all the way, and it's sure no fun. But let's get this trailer hooked up and get it rolling down the road, and then we'll get back over that Sterling and see what's going on with it. You want to go grab the gooseneck? All right, guys, we're back here on this 99 Sterling. This leaf spring here is supposed to be connected to this one down here, and it has all broke and fell out, and this axle's getting ready to fall out. So I really don't even feel safe driving it to the shop bobtail. I think we're going to try to get up on the gooseneck and get it there. All right, guys, we've got the gooseneck hooked up. We're getting ready to load this Sterling up on there. I hope we can get it up on there. It might take a little bit of a run, but I don't even feel safe hauling it to the or driving it to the shop, so we're just going to put it on the trailer and haul it down there real quick and see if we can't get a turnaround on it and get it back on the road and get to hauling grain. I was surprised too. I thought I'd get a little run at it. Well, we got her up on there a little bit backwards, semi on a pickup, but I think it's the safest way to get to her shop. We'll get her loaded down, chained down, and get her down the road. So the shop knows it's coming, and he's ordering parts and see what we can do. Got her chained down, getting her head down the road. Trailer's got a low tire on it, so got the service truck over here getting some air. Skid steer running around this morning. Volvo and that load of beans is down the road to the elevator, so we need to go hop in the combine and see if the dew's off enough we can get shelled some beans. So I'll see you when we get to the combine. All right, guys. We did get the semi to the shop there the other day. You seen there previously. I don't even know what day that happened on there. Was that Tuesday? I guess that happened. So today's Friday. I know I haven't posted videos and I haven't even recorded much. We've had some nice weather, hammer down, working on bean harvest, chewing through acres, so I just haven't took time to work on video stuff, guys, and I apologize, but I've got to get through this first. So, but follow that evening, the other semi, that yellow Volvo, I don't know if you've seen in some videos, air chamber, air pancake blew on the parking brake, so I was underneath it. I replaced it myself that evening, so it was a day for the semis to go down that day there. So, but we've been doing pretty good here. Today's Friday. Supposed to be getting that Sterling back out of the shop today sometime. I have not heard anything from it, so one semi has been keeping up with us on soybeans. But he's been rolling pretty good here, so we've been keeping him pretty busy. Grain bin site, we've been busy on it. The shell, the bin is up. I'm waiting for a crew to come put the unloading auger, floor, and fans in, and do some work on the roof of it. We did find a transport auger this morning, 10-inch, 80-foot, Farm King brand. I'm not familiar with this, so I'm hoping it works, but augers are hard to find this fall. I don't know, or at least here in southern Indiana, Kentucky area, southern Illinois, you just cannot find any augers. I mean, we've called and called and called, so we got lucky and found this one about an hour and a half away. Last one on the lot there, nothing till spring again, so we picked it up this morning. We're building a 10-foot by 16-foot building by the bin for all the electrical components, control boards to go in. So I've been helping the contractor work on that, jumping around there, so he is making fast progress on that. So we'll be ready for electricians again probably this weekend. So been a lot going on this week. Been a lot of questions on how I like the air system on the bean head. So I've been across 700 acres with this thing so far. I have not done a yield check with it turned on, turned off. I could tell you, I probably will not shell beans without an air system again. Just the way they're feeding into the head is a huge improvement. When you're cutting beans, they tend to stack up here on this deck before this reel grabs them and goes in. And then when that auger grabs them, they're in chunks and goes to the center, and they go in that feeder house. If you get big chunks in there, it'll plug that feeder house up, or what we say plug it. It's a slip clutch in there. Has a reverser on it, so we can stop it, reverse it, you know, puke out the chunk and start over. I've had 2 previous years on this head. you know, probably on an average at feeder house, we've plugged it 3-4 times a day, you know, on 1,000 acres a year. So 700 acres with this air system blowing, I think I've plugged it twice at 700 acres. So everything's just a smooth, even flow. It's keeping the beans back to the auger. Everything's feeding in the combine to just a consistent feed. So huge improvement there. So I mean, just for that aspect, I mean, I don't know if I'd run an auger head without an air system. So we're gonna wait a few minutes here. I've got a weigh wagon coming. I think I've got into consistent enough beans across, you know, a large area that I can actually make a pass with the system on and make a pass with the system off and get a true, see if this thing is gaining any yield, if we're leaving beans on the ground or not. So I don't know. I mean, the other beans we've been shelling, I just didn't think they were consistent enough across the field to get a true reading, if it was the real or the air system bumping the yield, or if something else was affecting the yield. So we'll wait till that wait till the weigh wagon gets here, and we'll make 2 passes and see if we see any improvement with the air system turned on versus it turned off. See what it says. Alright guys, we're making the first pass here. This one here's got the air system on. Isaac's here, he's walking down through there at the wheel. He's measuring the length of what we're going to shell here. My auto steer set on 34 foot wide, so we'll figure out what acreage we're going to shell in this one pass. I'll put them on a weigh wagon. We'll figure out how many pounds we got, and that's how we'll figure a bushel per acre. The next pass, I'll take the drive shaft off over here and disable the air system and do the same thing. It's kind of hard to get you guys in there, but just kind of see how the beans are flowing in there pretty nice. These are also cropland 3920 soybeans. So these are beans he sowed to me this spring. So kind of get a chance to see what they're do a spot check on them, see how they're yielding out, more accurate than what the yield monitor is. So the yield monitor is pretty close, but it's, you know, depending on how it's calibrated, how often you calibrate, test weight of the beans, and I mean, there's a lot of fluctuations. It can move 5%, some up to 10%, some even more than that. So when we use a weigh wagon, this is getting a true count on it here. So this is a Uniferth 3750. It's actually a seed tender wagon for springtime, but it's also got scales on it, so they use it for a weigh wagon in the fall to show off all their plots and calibrate yield monitors and stuff. So that's what they've brought to the field today to use, and that's what we're going to weigh with. Here's the blower system on this head. The screen's still staying pretty clean, but reach in here and try to take this shaft off. Or hang it up there and go shell another pass. It's hard to get a camera up there, the hole there, but keep that out now. It's hard to get shots from the cab up here, but this is with the air system off, the shaft's hanging up over here. You can definitely tell the beans are just sitting on the head, cutter bar. They're even throwing around the auger more here in the center than what they normally do. I mean, just what little we've went here, there's definitely a difference on just the way they're feeding in. But we're just one pass over. The pass right there is where we weighed with the air system on. We just jumped over. Pretty consistent beans all the way across this field here. You can just tell that auger's having trouble getting a hold of those beans and get them pulled back in there. I think you're really going to see here at the end when we come out, just the stuff that just fell over the cutter bar. Still sitting on the cutter bar there. Alright everyone, shelled a couple strips with the air system on. You see me take the shaft off. We shelled a couple strips with the air system off. Sure didn't get the results I thought we would get, and we got mixed results. So the first pass was with the air system on. Scooted over, shelled right beside it where I thought the beans was consistent, but there could have been some variation there. But when I took the shaft off, that second pass was 2.5 bushels better. So was the beans a little better there? Could have been. I don't know how unhooking the air system did 2.5 bushel better. I don't know. It's got me confused there. The strip we were shelling is about 0.8 of an acre, so it's a very small portion, you know, of what we're, or a very small sample of what we're shelling. So I don't know. It had me confused. So we scooted over, about 70 feet. I put the shaft back on. We shelled a strip with the air system. Took the shaft back off. Shelled right beside that strip. And now that time, without the air system, it did 3.4 bushels less. So that's where Crary kind of stands, is the 2 to 4 bushel range is what the air system gains you, and that's kind of what that's showing. Now, how do you read them? I don't know. Like I said, it's mixed results. It's a very small sample of what we're actually shelling. One side beside the air system hurt us. One side beside the air system helped us. But even though you're side by side, the beans can have some inconsistency too. It's hard to. I think it's hard to do a true side by side on something like that. So. But I attempted to get you guys some results. That's what we got. As I said before we even done that, with an auger head, I'll never shell beans without an air system again. They feed in smoother, your ground speed is faster. And I can visibly see at the end, the beans are not falling off. You know, when you come out and raise up, the beans are not falling off the cutter bar. Just with me sitting in the operator seat and seeing it with my 2 eyes, I think the wind system truly helps. It's hard to get scientific data, I guess, to prove it. So that's that. I mean, you can take it how you can read it how you want to read it, but that's the data we got on it. I don't know if we will do any more data this year on it. The wind system will stay on here. We might do some more research on it next fall, and I don't know, we might have a weight wagon around somewhere again later this fall. See if we find some other results on it and try it again somewhere. I don't know. Alright, we're still running one truck. Parts never did show up this week for the Sterling. Get that drive axle bolted back in. We're jumping around chasing some prices. We've got 3 main elevators we dump at, and all 3 fluctuate prices by the minute or by the hour, I guess. So, constantly on the phone looking at data, or looking at each one of them. Got an app so we can get prices. We've got contracts at each one, so we're just chasing the price and seeing what time we got to last. One of them's about 45 miles one way. That's the closest one. Owensboro grain, I think it's somewhere around 50 miles one direction. And then we do dump some at Consolidated Grain in Mount Vernon, Indiana. That's about 100 miles from our doorstep to their scales. So we don't do a lot of business there. They do offer some pretty good prices, so we do some business there. So they just get really good prices to offset the extra trucking cost to get it there. So with one truck, we've been kind of jumping around. We're sending him to Mount Vernon first thing in the morning when the dew's on, and then we're coming back closer to these local elevators, what I call local elevators, through the day to keep up with the combine the best we can. So I'm just glad it happened with soybeans. It's not as much pressure on the trucks now. Once we jump over on corn, you're going to see the trucks, even 2 trucks, are going to struggle keeping up, trying to haul to these elevators. It's a lot of bushels, a lot of tonnage. Gets moved real quick usually if we can keep everything rolling. Dad and John are drilling wheat yesterday and today. I did get a little bit of drone footage of that. Well, took some fuel onto them this morning. We run about 100 to 120 acres of wheat a year, mainly for the straw. We've got a really good straw market. We struggle, really struggle in raising good wheat. I don't know, I think our ground just lays too wet for to raise good wheat. So, but it seems like our straw market can make up for where we lack in the wheat, the grain part of it. So we did have a John Deere 750 15-foot drill. We drilled our soybeans and our wheat with. So this spring we jumped up to a John Deere 1790 30-foot bean planter. So now we plant our beans, I guess you would say. So we didn't think it was feasible keeping a drill around just for 100 to 120 acres of wheat. So you see they're pulling Great Plains 10-foot drills. Our county soil and water district has 3 of those 10-foot drills they rent out. So we just rent them. No maintenance for us, no storage, no taxes, no insurance. So we sold ours and rent drills. So 10-foot drill's pretty slow. Normally on a good day you can get about 40 acres a day out of a drill. So we got rain coming, the soils, we've been waiting the last minute for the soil to get right. So we rented 2 drills and put on it, and trying to hammer down and knock that part out too. So a lot of stuff going on this time of year. Just trying to get all the grain in, cover crop in, fields cleaned up, wheat planted. Still taking care of livestock on a daily basis. So busy, fun time of the year. Waiting on a truck. Rain's on the way. Actually, where the truck is at in Owensboro, Kentucky, he said it's raining. He's next in line to dump. He's got about an hour drive here. I just hope he can beat the rain and get back in here to get this loaded out. I don't know if we're going to get done harvesting this field or not, but man, it sure would be nice before the rain got here. So see what we can do. right, guys, you've seen the grain carts rounded up full. The combine's just about full, and rain is on our back door. I'm hoping the truck gets here to get this on the truck and get it tarped down and get it headed back to the elevator. This is an 80-acre field here. This is our biggest farm. I mean, it's one field right here on this farm. I'm at 74 acres, so I got 6 acres to go to wrap this field up. I sure would like to get this done before the rain hits. I'm trying to dodge a whale out in the middle of the field here. This field is about half to 3/4 of a mile back off the road. Private drive back through. Landowner keeps it really well maintained, keeps the grass mowed. We try to get in and out of here when it's dry weather. We sure don't want to cut no ruts or make any tracks or smush anything up. So I mean, he does a really good job keeping a really nice property, and we don't want to tear it up. So my main goal is, I mean, I'd like to try to get this all harvested and out of here before the rain hits. I mean, at least if I had it all shelled and on the grain cart or on the semi tarped down, I'd feel better about it. But man, if I could even get the equipment out of here yet today and move to the next field, it'd be a huge accomplishment. So like I said, I think the semi is about a half-hour away. I'm getting ready to call him here. I'm hoping he can beat the rain. I've got everything full here at the field. Once I get him filled, if I had 15 minutes, I'd have this field shelled. So, oh man, we'll see how it goes. Keep you guys posted. You can see I just like just a little bit area just right in here, and we're gonna have this wrapped up. But this is a really nice field lays back in here. It's all right, guys, we got the truck loaded. It's out of here, back on the blacktop. I'm back to shelling beans. Like I said, we've got about 4 acres left here, but guess what I found? We've got rain on the windshield. And shelling beans with rain does not work very good at all, but we are going to try to slug these through and get this farm done. So it is just a light sprinkle, very light mist. So, oh my goodness, I hate being pushed against the clock like this, but let's see what we can get done. All right, this rain that come was just a light sprinkle, just lasted a minute or two. We got the field done. You seen the beans on the grain cart there. We got them tarped down, and then it come a toad strangler. So we did get the field done, got the beans covered in the dry, but we did not get the equipment moved out of the field. So we just left the equipment set here for a couple days and come back and got it. So thanks for watching, guys. Hit the thumbs up, and catch you on the next one.